Hello from Elation Productions. Today I'm going to show you a project I've been working on, which is a DC motor conversion for my Taig milling machine. And as you can see, all I've basically done here is I've taken the DC motor and speed control from a Sherline mill and adapted it for use on my Taig. Not a whole lot going into here, a little bit time consuming, but basically we've just got a redone motor mount to fit the smaller motor on there, and I cut about 1/2 of an inch off that main platform here where the original motor was mounted, which made it fit on the now lower pulleys. And the larger pulley, which attaches to the spindle, has been bored out to fit the new headstock here. And that's basically it for the motor setup. Now for the speed control, I wanted something a little bit different. I wanted to pull it off of the motor, which normally is where it attaches on a Sherline mill, and move it to the side column on the mill itself, a little bit more out of the way so I have less stuff attached to the Z-axis there. But as you can see, I've got the box basically wired up to this platform I've bolted on using the same screw positions which the original on and off switch was mounted to. And in addition to that, I've got a little bit extra of a control panel here, which includes an hour meter and a pilot light at the moment. And farther up there, I'm waiting on a amp meter coming in too. Going to be a 2 amp DC meter, which should give me a good range for this motor. At its very maximum peak, it should only peak out at about 1.75 amps or so. So that should be right within the range of any operating we'll do with it. As you can see, we've got some modification here on the original controller. We've got coming out here the blue and the white light gauge wire that goes out to the meter and the pilot light that runs off of 110 coming off of the main switch from the box. And the black and the red are the DC power, which has been routed temporarily in the back here in junction together, all ready for the amp meter to be installed later on once it arrives. And we'll give it a real quick test here. I'll show you how it works. Right now it's got the on and off switch. And I don't know if you can barely see that at all. The hour meter, the little decimal point, is currently blinking, meaning it's working. And I've got a pilot light put in there too to also indicate that. We got a nice variable speed control with this motor now. And I can turn it down pretty darn slow here. And it'll ramp all the way up to what I've measured to be about 26 or 2700 RPM, which is still slower than the original Taig motor that came on it, but it should be fast enough for most of my purposes. The slower speed there, using the larger pulley on the spindle and the smaller pulley on the motor, gives me a range of about 0 to 15 or 1600 RPM, but with increased torque, of course. And that's basically all there is to it. This has been phase 1, and phase 2 will just be a few more additional parts added and cleaning up the appearance of the unit. I hope you enjoyed watching. See you next time.